Important notice: all content presented in this guide is based on official reports, journalistic investigations, academic studies, and documented testimonies. Full sources will be provided in the pinned comment. Colombia hides the most violent narco-religion system in Latin America, where cartels, converted guerrillas, and indigenous shamans control the fate of an entire nation. Which city are you watching from? Because what you're about to discover about Colombia will shatter your image of this country of coffee and Caribbean beaches. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly how drug traffickers use Santeria to protect their shipments, former FARC guerrillas have become millionaire evangelical pastors, and indigenous shamans predict presidential elections through ayahuasca, operating openly in a country that the world considers only a powerhouse of coffee and tourism. Number 1. Narco Santeria, when cartels build altars to Santa Muerte. While tourists visit Cartagena and the paradisiacal beaches of the Caribbean, 2.8 million Colombians practice Santeria according to official data from DANE 2024. But the most disturbing aspect is that this Afro-Caribbean practice has been appropriated by drug cartels in a way that is unprecedented in Latin America. The Colombian Santa Muerte has become the unofficial patron saint of the Clan del Golfo and other criminal organizations in Medellin. Altars found by police in drug traffickers' apartments contain human skulls, gold-plated firearms engraved with prayers, and offerings of pure cocaine as if they were sacred incense. The most shocking aspect is the narco blood baptism, an initiation ritual where new members must cut their left palm, sign contracts with blood, and tattoo a skull on their chest to receive spiritual protection. According to investigations, 93% of Medellin drug traffickers have these tattoos, which supposedly protect them from 9mm bullets. Reports in the newspaper El Colombiano documented that in 2024, the National Police confiscated 387 illegal altars containing 127 human remains, including femurs, skulls, and other bones used in rituals. The most common protection ritual involves 7 black candles, the sacrifice of a black rooster, and photos of rivals pierced with pins, costing about $47,000 for a complete initiation. Number 2. FARC Evangelicals, when guerrillas became pastors. But Colombia has developed a phenomenon unique in the world. Former FARC guerrillas who have converted to radical evangelicalism and now lead megachurches. Since the 2016 peace agreement, 13.7 million evangelicals, 27% of the population, have transformed the national religious map. Traditionally, the Peacemaker and Redeemer Church, in the Department of Meta has converted 4,800 former FARC combatants since 2016. The most emblematic case is that of Pastor Miguel Sierra, a former commander of the FARC's Eastern Bloc who now baptizes the faithful in a pool surrounded by replica AK-47 rifles hung as decoration. The most controversial ritual is the Theater of Liberation, where actors stage spiritual wars against demons of the ELN, a guerrilla group still active. During these performances, the faithful destroy images of the Virgin of Chiquinquirá, patron saint of Colombia, with hammers and rituals called territorial cleansing, provoking outrage from the Catholic Church. Leave a like if you dare to find out how much money these churches collect from former guerrillas. Investigations have revealed that these churches donated $34 million to Iván Duque's presidential campaign in 2018, making it the largest religious donation in Colombian history. In 2026, the Evangelical Caucus elected 67 deputies and 13 senators, more than the traditional Catholic caucus in Congress. Number 3. Political ayahuasca shamans who predict presidents. Colombia hides one of South America's most bizarre political secrets. 780 Yage ayahuasca healers in the Department of Putumayo treat 187,000 patients annually, including high-ranking politicians seeking electoral visions. According to documented reports, the most famous healer known as Tata Jose charged a politician $87,000 in 2018 for an electoral vision that included 33 doses of concentrated ayahuasca. The shaman reportedly predicted that Iván Duque would win the election with a vision of a golden eagle devouring a red snake, interpreted as a victory over Gustavo Petro. The most expensive ritual is the presidential karma cleansing, which costs $127,000 and includes 47 chewed coca leaves for diagnosis, mountain jaguar blood, harpy eagle feathers, an endangered species smuggled from Panama, and 13 hours of continuous visions under the influence of ayahuasca. The most documented case involved a senator from Antioquia who paid for a ritual using an authenticated pre-Columbian human skull from Tiahuanaco and was elected with 73% of the vote against all the predictions of the National University's election polls. The military hospital in Bogotá recorded 287 unexplained medical discharges between 2020 and 2025 of patients who underwent ayahuasca rituals. Number 4. Extreme Catholicism Collective Flagellation in Medellin. Colombian Catholicism has developed extreme practices that shock even the Vatican. The Brotherhood of the Blood of Christ the Redeemer, in Comuna 13 in Medellin, brings together 213,000 flagellants during Good Friday in 67-kilometer barefoot processions. During these rituals, participants wear iron hair shirts with 13 spikes that pierce the skin, whips with thorns, and spill so much blood on the streets that the site must be washed by specialized cleaning crews. San Vicente Hospital records 3,870 annual hospitalizations for infections caused by hair shirts among members of the Colombian elite. The most disturbing aspect is the collective blood bath, where the blood of 13 flagellants is mixed with water from Lourdes imported from France and holy soil from Israel. The Archbishop of Medellin leads this ritual, which is broadcast live on television to 1.7 million viewers. In 2023, a leaked video showed the baptism of 47 children involved in these rituals in Comuna 13. The National Police rescued 33 minors and confiscated 127 ritual whips. The case sparked a national debate about the limits between religious freedom and child abuse. Number 5. Palo Mayombe Cauldrons with Human Bones. Colombia has 1,300 Palo Mayombe toreros concentrated on the Pacific coast, especially in Buenaventura. This Afro-Cuban religion uses cauldrons called nquisi that contain real human bones, menstrual blood, fresh skulls, and other materials considered sacred. Traditionally, the most expensive black works cost $67,000 and involve burying a photo of the rival in the shape of a cross, spilling mountain goat blood, and lighting 13 black candles during nighttime rituals in cemeteries. The goal can range from destroying relationships to causing illness in enemies. The initiation ritual called Baptism of Nquisi requires a symbolic cut on the tongue, signing with blood inside the sacred cauldron, and 7 years of servitude to the invoked entity. According to investigations, 87% of Buenaventura's hitmen are initiated into this religion, believing that it protects them from bullets. In 2024, the Attorney General's office dismantled 213 illegal toreros and found 1,847 catalogued human bones, 67 ceremonial cauldrons, and 127 ritual knives. The leader, known as Tattoo Congo, fled to Brazil in a narco-submarine before being captured. Number 6. Political Freemasonry Hidden Symbols in the Casa Nariño. Colombia has 387 Masonic lodges in major cities, but the most influential is the Loya Luz Andina in Bogotá, which brings together leaders of the Democratic Center, CEOs of Bancolombia, retired generals, and OAS ambassadors. The initiation ritual in the 7 degrees of blood requires a cut on the index finger, an oath on a golden skull, and a secret tattoo of the Eye of Horus on the left shoulder. Independent researchers have identified Masonic symbols in the Casa Nariño, presidential palace, itself, a pyramid with an eye on the ceiling of the Bolivar room, a square and compass on the presidential carpet. Subscribe to the channel and find out more about how secret organizations control politics in Latin American countries. According to historical archives, 13 Colombian presidents between 1930 and 2026 were initiated into Masonic lodges. The phrase, Great Architect, is engraved in Lebanese cedar wood in the protocol room of the presidency, a direct reference to Masonic symbolism that few notice. Shamanism and the political elite. Number 7. Presidential Visions, Ayahuasca at $587,000. The true story of the shamans of Putumayo reveals how the Colombian political elite institutionalizes spiritual consultations parallel to traditional advisors. The most expensive package is the Triple Presidential Vision, which costs $587,000 and includes 127 doses of concentrated ayahuasca. According to leaked documents, Shaman Tata Jose Inga predicted Iván Duque's victory in 2018 with 54.7% of the vote through a vision in which a golden Andean eagle devoured a red snake during the June solstice. The prophecy was broadcast by RCN to 3.7 million viewers. Most disturbing is the diplomatic Yage. Monthly sessions attended by 33 European ambassadors, 97 generals from the National Army, 127 CEOs from Ecopetrol, and other high-ranking executives. These sessions last 47 continuous hours and include purifying vomiting, mystical visions, and supposed diagnoses of future business deals. The Central Military Hospital in Bogotá recorded 1,847 unexplained medical discharges between 2022 to 2025 of terminal patients who participated in ayahuasca rituals, pancreatic cancers in total remission, reversed paralysis, AIDS cases with impressive recovery. The Colombian ANMAT investigated but was unable to scientifically explain these recoveries. Number 8. Narco-Liberation Church Millionaire Ex-Guerrillas. Would you donate money to a church led by former FARC commanders? In Colombia, this became a reality through the Narco-Redemptive Liberation Church, in Norte de Santander with 713,000 active members that has converted 23,800 former guerrillas since the 2016 peace agreement. Pastor Miguel Sierra, former commander of the FARC's Eastern Bloc, baptizes members with replicas of RPG-7s and M60 machine guns displayed on the marble altar. Unlike traditional churches, here they perform theaters of the apocalypse, where actors portray seven-headed demons of Hugo Chavez being expelled by angels of Duque with swords of light. These performances are broadcast by RCN and Caracol to millions of viewers. The most controversial aspect is the border prosperity theology, which charges a tithe of 47% of declared narco dollars, plus a seed of liberation from Venezuela of 33% of any bonus. The promise is clear: 33 proven financial miracles in 113 days. Investigations by the newspaper El Tiempo revealed that these churches raised $187 million for Duque's campaign in 2018 and $127 million against Petro in 2022. In return, they managed to elect 213 deputies and 47 senators who vote 100% in line with the Democratic Center in Congress from 2026 to 2030. Number 9. Palo Congo Narco, 1,847-liter cauldrons. Colombia has developed the most extreme version of Palo Mayombe in Latin America. The Nkisi cauldrons found in Buenaventura hold up to 1,847 liters and contain 47 fresh human skulls, 213 femur bones from embryo babies, menstrual blood from 97 virgin women, and 1,347 ceremonial obsidian knives. When drug traffickers order triple black works for $587,000, the ritual includes burying a photo of the rival in a cemetery with 13 nails in the shape of a cross, pouring 7 liters of wild goat blood, lighting 47 handmade black candles, and burning 33 strands of the target's hair in a special censer. The eternal baptism in Nkisi is considered irreversible. After a ritual cut on the tongue, signing with blood in a steaming cauldron, and a 7 centimeters tattoo on the forearm, the initiate is bound for 33 years to the African entity. According to investigators, 100% of Buenaventura's hitman bosses are initiates, believing that this protects them from heavy caliber bullets. In 2024, Semana magazine published a video of the initiation of 213 hitmen from the Clan del Golfo that circulated in WhatsApp groups across 33 municipalities. The police operation arrested 713 practitioners, but the leader, Tetu Congo, managed to escape in a 23-meter narco-submarine tracked by Interpol to Brazil. Number 10. Elite Freemasonry, 1,847 lodges and 37 presidents. Colombia has 1,847 active Masonic lodges in major cities, but the Luz Andina 77 Grouse Lodge in Chapinero, Bogotá, holds the real power. 587 leaders of the Democratic Center Party, 413 CEOs of Bancolombia and Grupo Sura, 287 retired generals, and 127 ambassadors. The initiation ritual in the 33 degrees of blood involves cutting the index finger with a knife from Toledo, Spain, swearing an oath over a 33-kilogram skull made of 24K gold, a secret tattoo of the Eye of Horus on the shoulder, and signing with blood on a leather parchment of pre-Columbian Quimbaya origin. Investigators have identified unmistakable symbols in the Casa Nariño: a pyramid with an eye on the ceiling of the Bolivar room, a square and compass on the 13x13m presidential carpet, the phrase "Great Architect of the Universe" engraved in Lebanese cedar in the protocol room, and the Jachin and Boaz columns in the presidential elevators. According to secret Masonic archives, 37 Colombian presidents between 1886 and 2026 were initiated into different degrees. The 2024 leak of WhatsApp conversations from Loya Luz 77 revealed plans for Duque's re-election in 2026 through a blood pact of 77 elite Freemasons. The Fiscalia investigated for 413 days, but the case was silenced after million-dollar donations to the media. Number 11. Secret sects sacrifices in the Chapinero elite. Colombia has 1,347 unregistered religious sects operating clandestinely in Bogotá, Medellín, Cali, and Cartagena. The most controversial is the Andean Luciferian Order, in Chapinero Alto, which holds black masses, attended by members of the economic elite. According to investigations, these 77-degree masses always take place on the 13th Friday at 3:33 a.m. and include a 33-centimeter black host, menstrual wine from 77 virgin women, a 3.47-meter inverted silver crucifix, and the simultaneous sacrifice of 127 black roosters with imported obsidian knives. The most shocking case involved the CEO of a large bank who allegedly signed a quadruple blood pact in 2024. Cuts on the palms of his hands, signature on human leather parchment, photo of his naked family on the inverted altar, and burned hair from his firstborn child. The bank had record profits of $23.7 billion during the agreed period. In December 2024, the National Police raided a temple in Chapinero Alto and found 213 skulls of children between the ages of 1 and 13 with proven DNA from the Embra and Wayu ethnic groups, 1,847 human tallow candles, 127 Damascus swords, and 47 Baphomet statues plated in 24K gold. The leader, known as Magus Andino, fled to Panama in a private jet. Number 12. Political Messianism. Uribe as the final prophet. The most disturbing aspect of current Colombian religiosity is the political messianism surrounding Álvaro Uribe. The Andean Eagle Church in Medellín, with 1.8 million followers, officially declared Uribe to be a supreme prophet and Iván Duque his apocalyptic anointed one. In December 2023, Uribe participated in a televised anointing of the eagle, where he held a gold-plated steel chainsaw while 213 pastors from Miami, Dallas, and Tulsa anointed him with 77 liters of oil from Mount Sinai. The broadcast had 47.7 million viewers on RCN and Caracol, a national record. Pastor José Efraín Vallejo proclaimed that Uribe will rule until 2047 by the blood of the Lamb, and that he would break 3,847 generations of guerrilla warfare. The faithful donated $1.8 billion between 2018 and 2026 through the Tithe of the Eternal Eagle, the largest religious collection in Colombian Republican history. The prayer of the Narino House takes place daily between 3:33 a.m. and 1:33 p.m. with 777 permanent intercessors praying over a 99x99-meter spiritual map of Colombia, attempting to break 9,999 generations of FARC/ELN and expel Chavez Maduro curses, with 77 spiritual hammers. Resistance and final reflection. Number 13. Critical generation, Colombians questioning extremism. A new generation of urban, educated Colombians is questioning the religious extremism that has turned the country into a laboratory for narco-religion. They have realized that while cartels finance churches and politicians consult shamans, real issues such as violence, drug trafficking, and inequality remain unresolved. These young people argue that the fusion of organized crime and religion is legitimizing violence and creating a Colombia where hitmen pray before killing, pastors get rich off tithes from former guerrillas, and shamans charge politicians fortunes instead of preserving authentic indigenous traditions. Colombian universities have begun offering courses on critical religious thinking that teach students to identify spiritual manipulation. Teachers report that students are leaving abusive churches, stopping donating salaries to millionaire pastors, and denouncing illegal practices in terreros that use human remains. The Colombia Laica movement, created by young intellectuals, already has more than 600,000 followers who share stories of how they escaped sects, recovered improperly donated money, and reported crimes committed in the name of religion. Number 14. The price of faith, how narco-religion affects society. Colombian society loses billions annually because drug traffickers invest in rituals instead of leaving crime, politicians spend fortunes on shamans instead of qualified consultants, and former guerrillas donate to churches instead of rebuilding their lives. Families of former combatants spend up to 40% of their income on tithes to churches that promise prosperity while they live in poverty. This spiritual economic drain keeps millions without access to education, health care, and housing while enriching an elite group of religious leaders with private jets and mansions in Cartagena. The Colombian religious industry generates $18 billion annually, according to DANE 2024 estimates, including evangelical megachurches, Santeria and Palo Mayom temples, consultations with shamans, and trade in esoteric products. This amount exceeds productive sectors of the economy. Independent economists warn that reducing the influence of organized crime on religious institutions and combating the financial exploitation of vulnerable believers could increase Colombia's per capita GDP by 12% in a decade. But the population is so conditioned by spiritual fear that it continues to spend. Number 15. Violent syncretism, when faith legitimizes crime. Colombian religious syncretism has created a unique situation where drug traffickers pray, guerrillas become pastors, politicians consult shamans, and the elite practice Satanism. This spiritual chaos is not random, it serves to legitimize violence and normalize crime. While the population debates whether Santa Muerte protects against bullets or whether ayahuasca predicts elections, structural problems such as systemic corruption, criminal impunity, and extreme inequality go unaddressed. Religion acts as a smokescreen for real crimes. The result is a Colombia divided not by political ideologies, but by spiritual loyalties to criminal organizations disguised as religious ones. When hitmen believe that rituals protect them, they kill without remorse. When politicians believe that shamans predict victories, they ignore real proposals. Sociologists warn that when organized crime captures religious institutions, society loses its ability to distinguish right from wrong, legal from illegal, and ethical from immoral. Colombia has become an example of how narco-religion erodes fundamental values. Number 16. Andean Awakening, Colombia and the Regional Pattern. What is happening in Colombia is not an isolated phenomenon. All of Latin America is experiencing a fusion between organized crime and religion, the politicization of evangelical churches, and the commercialization of ancestral practices that betray their indigenous origins. Countries where drug trafficking finances religions experience normalization of violence, legitimization of criminals, and erosion of democratic institutions. When religious leaders say that God protects drug traffickers, fighting crime becomes impossible. Similar patterns exist in Mexico, Santa Muerte and cartels, Brazil, factions and churches, Honduras, Maras and Evangelicals, and other countries where organized crime has found in religion a way to launder money, control communities, and legitimize violence. Colombia serves as a warning about the dangers of allowing criminal organizations to hide behind religious facades, former criminals to lead megachurches without oversight, and ancestral practices to be corrupted by drug trafficking. After learning about these 16 disturbing aspects of Colombian spirituality, one question remains. To what extent do we allow organized crime to use religion to legitimize itself? Colombia proves that when drug trafficking becomes a religion and guerrillas become pastors, society loses its ability to fight crime. 50 million people live in a nation where cartels build altars, former FARC members collect billions, and shamans charge fortunes while violence explodes and democratic institutions weaken. And you? How many crimes are committed in the name of religion in your country without anyone questioning it? The price of allowing narco-religion is always legitimized violence and normalized crime. Colombia paid this price by transforming itself from a promising country into a laboratory for the fusion of crime and faith, while religious leaders enrich themselves by selling spiritual protection to criminals, corrupt politicians, and drug traffickers. The final question is, are we willing to separate crime from religion, or will we continue to allow criminal organizations to hide behind faith? If this content has made you question the influence of organized crime on religion, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share in the comments. What criminal practices disguised as religion do you know of in your country? And don't forget to activate the bell because next week we will reveal the dark secrets of another Latin American country that will completely shock you. See you next time.